My favorite legend from the six.
When did they show up? First of all, because they were not here when we left.
How the f they get that?
Drake and Joe Budden have one of the most antagonistic relationships in hip-hop media. Welcome back, it's your host Nancy Brown. If you are new here, make sure you have subscribed to our YouTube channel. On social media and in public records, the two men have made fun of one another. However, Drake is now emphasizing his distaste for Budden by utilizing those that are close to him.
So you don't know who the flowers came from?
I do not know who they're from. I have no clue who they're from.
In order to deliver presents to co-host Melyssa Ford, the Six God interrupted a Joe Budden podcast recording. The gesture, as well as the timing of it, surprised the podcast panel.
You got this nigga sending flowers
I
here
would say,
and getting follows
I'm gonna
back.
read this. My favorite legend from the six.
Drake sent his nasty message at the ideal time, somehow. The video released by the Joe Budden podcast on Friday demonstrates how perplexed everyone is by Drake's gesture. At first, the origin of the blossoms was unknown. However, the accompanying card attested to it.
Oh, niggas sent Canada Dry? You trying to be funny? He said that?
Wait. Oh shit. He sent us the Canada Dries?
Yo, I don't want to drink that.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
In the New Drizzy song Gimme a Hug, which was referenced on the card, he called Melyssa Ford a legend from the Six. Joe Budden is still in shock over what he heard. Did we add that Canada was also sent dry by Drake? In case the card was a bit too mysterious. When the crew realizes what has transpired, they can be heard giggling.
I thought it was cool. I think if you're a Drake fan, you're probably really happy to hear this.
If you are familiar with the past between Drake and Joe Budden, you are aware that they typically don't say the best things about each other. Boy even went so far as to include the former rapper on one of his most recent songs. In the song Gimme a Hug from Drake and Party Next Door's collaboration tape, Some Sexy Songs for You, he calls him a DK sucker. At the same time, he acknowledges Melyssa Ford,
Melyssa Ford, you a legend from the six. Hate to see you with a dick sucker.
a Toronto native and co-host of Joe Budden's program. She had been enjoying the plaudits despite her boss's dragging. After listening to the album for a while, Joe Budden is jokingly stating that it is one of his two favorite songs.
And it's good to see the moment. Good to see the fans just have something to cheer for and have their time. I think if you're a party fan, you might be disappointed.
After briefly spinning Gimme a Hug, he said verbatim, "Those are the two best joints on this project to me." His panel was somewhat taken aback by that answer, but he doubled down.
Those are the two best joints on this project to me. Deeper and Gimme a Hug.
He added, "You would be mistaken, though, if you believed that this was the only positive thing Joe Budden had to say about Drake's most recent endeavor." The praise continues, especially for the first half of the album.
I'm going between 180 and 250.
He did share that fans of the OVO R&B may be left wanting more in his opinion. However, Drake understands why fans are enamored with his performances and reasons to return to what first made him famous. He also sees it moving anywhere from 180,000 to 250,000 units in its first week. Joe Budden had to admit, though, that he started to lose interest in the second half. However, he can understand why some people feel that the backend is a little repetitious. Overall, his review is surprising and should be taken very seriously by Drake fans. That's because of their history, but it's also because hearing it makes the majority of people sick to their stomachs. We'll have to wait and watch how the album performs overall and how long it lasts, because it hasn't been doing very well in terms of streaming either. Drake is addressing some of his foes, including as Kendrick Lamar and Joe Budden, in his new album, Some Sexy Songs for You, which he co-produced with Party Next Door. And Gimme a Hug, a sample of which leaked earlier this year, the Six God makes reference to his acrimonious rivalry with the Compton rapper, which also saw the likes of Rick Ross, Metro Boomin, and The Weeknd turn against him. However, he doesn't specifically name Kendrick. In his defiant opening verse, Drake raps, Drake elimination, fake intimidation. Take a minute, take a deep breath, have a little bit of patience. Drizzy, you amazing, you the inspiration. You set the bar for the next generation. You Neo in the Matrix, the Zen is just Nemo in the ocean. Small fish, making kids feel emotion. Using you for promotion, truer words have never been spoken. N is wanna see rip me on a t-shirt like I'm Hulk Hogan. I appreciate the fans rocking with me, this is really just a small token. Really F-king with a visionary. Only reason I ain't got a girl and I ain't getting married. Cause I'm really out here, filling up the itinerary till I'm 6 feet in a cemetery. Bulletproof doors so heavy, got me rolling round like a dignitary. Funny how it's only bitch N's that are waiting on the boy's obituary. Cause if I die, it's these N's that become the sole beneficiary. And what the FK are they gon' do with it? Have the girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary. The latter bar is especially directed at Kendrick because of his propensity for rambling rhymes. It might also be a reference to the screenshot of an online dictionary that appears on the cover of Kendrick Lamar's diss song Euphoria. The Toronto native completely minimizes rap beef by spitting after a lively beat change. They be dropping shit, but we be dropping harder st. FK a rap beef, I'm tryna get the party lit. Trina get the party lit for the bitches. Them Nike tights is hugging on that ass like they missed it. Gimme a Hug, which features a second beat switch that samples Aaron Hall's 1993 R. And B-Hit I Miss You. Also here's Drizzy aiming a jab at longtime rival Joe Budden. Melyssa Ford, you a legend from the Six, hate to see you with a dick sucker, he raps, referencing the former video vixen who co-hosts the Joe Budden podcast. Drake responds to the YSL rapper's request that he, Future, and Metro Boomin put their differences aside in Brian Steele, which is named after the attorney who represented Young Thug during his RICO trial and negotiated his release from prison. Broski just hit me, said, put all the beef on the side, I can't. Him, I'm heated now, yeah. N is want meet up, talk about shit, I'm vegan now. Evil eyes were staring at me and I see it now, he raps. Shortly before he regained his freedom last October, Thug posted on X, at Drake at One Future at Metro Boomin we all bred us. Music ain't the same without us collabin'. Though Metro has not yet publicly addressed the truce, Pluto seemed to be on board as he reposted the post.